Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, man's decomposed body found in Manchester. Police in Manchester are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of a 27-year-old man after his decomposed body was found in Albion on Sunday afternoon. Relatives identified the man as Akeem Robinson, otherwise called Musu, a resident of Albion District. Relatives say Robinson wasn't seen for days as he didn't show up for work. His cousin Patrick Wright said about 4 p.m. on Sunday, a family friend kicked off the door to Robinson's one-bedroom dwelling and saw his decomposed body on a bed.
Just driving and my neighbor called me and tell me that they found his body over here. So is somebody that is responsible for the place. My cousin is abroad that own here, and we called those that he left to also work and control the place to come and see him, because he might call him and get him. He alone was at the house here. He met in an accident some years ago, bike accident, and fall in a coma for few weeks in the hospital. When he woke up, after that he started to have these seizures. So he have seizures quite often. Well, I talked to him week before last Sunday evening, as I tell you, in the night. This would be 2 weeks. This would be the third Sunday since. Yeah. First came to mind, I take up the phone and call my sister and tell him to call his mother. And I get them in New York, they went at a funeral. And then my sister tried to get her mommy in Los Angeles, but she's over from England there. And she said she will get her and get back to us. You know. But I suspect that is what happened, because him like in his bed, you know, is a seizure, because it was at my house he used to stay first. That's next door, you know, and this thing would happen to him quite often, and I always encourage him to leave the smoking, because maybe smoking helped to cause the seizures, you know, but it's so sad, you know, so sad. So sad.
Unofficial reports point to James' victory in JLP's Westmoreland Western election. Unofficial reports point to Councillor for the Sheffield Division, Dr. Garfield James, winning the Jamaica Labour Party internal election to select the party's representative for Westmoreland Western in the next general election. James challenged the sitting Member of Parliament for the constituency, Moreland Wilson, in the poll. The margin of victory is unclear at this time. However, it is understood that voter turnout from the close to 600 people on the voter list was low. James spoke with the media following a celebration on the ground of the Little London High School, which was one of 2 election centres across the constituency. Little London had 3 polling stations: Little London, Negril, and the Sheffield divisions. The other centre is Grange Hill High School that had 2 polling stations, Grange Hill and the Friendship divisions. The man who supporters refer to as King James made it clear that he is waiting for the official results from the party. At the end of the day, we are still awaiting the official results to be announced. But based on the preliminaries, we are looking good in terms of coming out on top, stated James. While not making any promises, James emphasized that will ensure that we put forward to the constituency and the constituents in relation to us providing better or greater representation, and to build on what has started, and to ensure that we can work together to make this constituency one of the greatest. James also pointed to the importance of unity as the constituency looks forward to the next general election. James, who is currently the principal of the Little London High School, had the support of all 4 councillor caretakers and the councillors in the constituency. James is one of 3 former People's National Party councillors in the constituency who who resigned after refusing to work with the PNP's Vice President, Ian Hales. Hales is now the PNP's caretaker for the constituency. The other councillor, who also retained his seat on behalf of the JLP, is Ian Miles from the Little London division. Both men had crossed the floor to the JLP. In January, Wilson survived a yes-no consultation process within his constituency to determine whether party workers would continue to support him in the next general election. However, with mixed views from party workers on whether Wilson should continue to be the JLP's standard bearer, the party leader, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, attended a constituency party workers meeting 5 days later. At that time, Holness told the meeting that the party had not yet settled on a representation. Holness said the first in a series of processes was the yes-no consultation, followed by the workers' meeting. He said the next step is polls to be done that will give a full picture as to where the party stands with Wilson and the voters in the constituency. Holness said that will help inform the strategy going forward. In the September 3, 2020 general election, Wilson obtained 6,148 votes to defeat his then opponent from the People's National Party, Wickham Kenneth McNeil, who received a total of 5,095 votes. Flash flood watch issued for 5 parishes until Monday. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica is reporting that a flash flood watch is now in effect for low-lying and flood-prone areas of Portland, St. Mary, St. Catherine, Clarendon, and Manchester. The watch is to remain in effect until 7 p.m. on Monday, April 14. In a brief statement on its X page on Sunday, the Met Service said the flash flood watch has been imposed due to a trough over the central and the western Caribbean, continuing to produce unstable weather over Jamaica. On Thursday, the Met Service indicated that the trough would bring periods of showers and thunderstorms into the weekend, which could be heavy at times across sections of the island. Death stalks Ocean Rogers. Mom who lost the twins in blaze now loses infant daughter. At just 28 years old, Ocean Rogers has been struck by tragedy time and time again. In 2016, she lost her 2-year-old twin girls in a devastating fire. Then in 2023, she mourned the deaths of her twin brother and only sister in a car accident. Now she is facing yet another heartbreaking loss, the death of her 6-month-old daughter, Akelia Williams. The tiny tot passed away on Tuesday, April 8, just a month after undergoing 2 successful surgeries. The procedures were done to install a stoma, allowing waste to pass from her body. She had been diagnosed with Hirschsprung's disease, a congenital condition that affects the colon and makes it difficult to pass stool. According to Rogers, her daughter remained in the hospital for a month following the second surgery before she was finally discharged. She was fine until she got the 6-month vaccine. This is where everything started to deteriorate, a grieving Rogers said. Williams got her shot on Monday, April 7, the mother said. Before, she was a bubbly baby, bobbing and laughing and kicking, even in Micargo Health Center. Them love her because of how jovial she was, Rogers shared. She said the baby developed a fever shortly after getting the shot and she gave her some Panadol as she was advised by health professionals. She recalled the baby appearing puny and still having a fever the next day. I went back to the health center and told them that she still had the fever, so them ensured me give her the Panadol and told me what to do. But down in the evening, me I say, no man, me not like how she look, Rogers related. Worried, she took the baby to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, but when she got there, it was too late. The baby basically died in her hand, the distraught mother said. Rogers told the news that an autopsy has been ordered to determine the cause of death. The demise of baby Williams marks the 3rd child Rogers has lost. In 2016, she lost her twin daughters in a tragic house fire. Since then, death has relentlessly swept through her family. Me lose my twins about 6 years ago. Me lose my twin brother, my only sister died in 2023. Me lose so much, she said resigned. Right now, just me and my 4-year-old daughter left, and up to this morning, she had talked about the baby, Rogers said. The unrelenting grief has left Rogers searching for answers. Them say enough to question God, but losing so much, it makes me think about it. It makes me think about questioning God, she said. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.